Hello everyone, this is Debbie and welcome to my channel Ridiculous Goodness, and today we're going to do the Wicked Guidance reading for October 16th through the 22nd, and we're using two card decks, the Tarot Mucha by Lo Scarabeo and the artwork done by Giulia F, Massaglia and Barbara Nosenzo, and also the Saints and Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. So, going to get 3 tarot cards out. And as I was shuffling and praying over the cards, I just felt like it's going to be a pretty powerful message. But I mean, I guess that's the usual, but still. Alright, and 1 oracle card from the Saints and Angels. So I'm already looking at the cards, and one of them is the Major Arcana, and I'm gonna just of course show you all of them once I get this one out. Okay, I'll show you the cards right now. Let me give you a close-up. We have the 9 of Cups first. Let me give you a good look at it. Get a little bit closer. It's not going to be fully focused, but it's at least you can see the details better. So yes, 9 of Cups right here. And then 5 of Swords. And then we have the Star. And then we have Miracle. Actually, back this out a little bit now. So, the reason why, we have the Miracle card, and I was shuffling and I saw this card coming out. But I put it back, and so now it's here for us in the reading. So we'll start with 9 of Cups. And we still have I remember from last reading, we have the reds, the red's really prominent, and I'm just feeling that that kind of has a feeling of once again health, but it's definitely a good thing, because 9 of Cups usually means just, you know, lots of abundance, just contentment, and you have all these cups stacked up here, and she has one in her hands, and but the one stacked up, it's just having a lot that's going on emotionally, but it's leading up to something that's actually really good. You know, you're dealing with all your emotions in a way that's it doesn't, I mean, at the time it might feel like really overwhelming, but at the same time it's like showing you who you are and, you know, activating you in a way that is giving you better health in a way. You're following your guidance, you're opening up possibilities in your life. And the red, because, you know, it was last time we talked about, you know, going to the doctor when you need to, and I guess that's also like just admitting to yourself certain things, not keeping, you know, everything, you know, inside, instead of like, you know, just reaching out for help to people, and not feeling like you don't have like a way to receive good things. Like in the Nine of Cups, that there's just like so much contentment, and I just feel like she's just kind of contemplating on things that is going on in her life and that she's gone through in the past, but it's in a way that, you know, structures it in a way that you actually are gaining something from it. You're not just looking at it in a way that you're upset in a way that it doesn't give any meaning to what happened. Instead, you're, you know, gaining knowledge from it, wisdom from it. You're learning lessons from it, instead of it just, you know, it might cause you to cry, but it's all in a way that's actually reaching for something better and something that's healthy and positive. So, I guess what I'm struggling to say here is just these things that you go through and the struggles that you go through, well, they of course have actual meaning, and, you know, you don't have to be afraid of whatever is, you know, causing you to, like, you know, if past experiences might make you feel jaded towards something and think that you can't possibly make certain things happen. And, you know, I guess I'm having a hard time talking about this because, of course, like, I feel like I'm definitely going through this myself. You know, you go through certain things and you're just like, well, you know, these things can't possibly happen for me. But I've been, especially, I would say in the last couple weeks, have been experiencing things that, like, has given me strength to actually feel like those things can actually happen, and I am moving forward. And it's not without any proof. There are definitely things that have been going on, and healing that's definitely been going on. So that message is still running through here, and there's definitely been results. I would say that one of the things I did recently is, like, I did make an appointment with my general practitioner, so my doctor. So that is definitely a good thing. So, and then definitely with, like, in a spiritual sense, like, been doing healing, and that's been working out a lot. So I, you know, bring this up because I know that each of us are going through things, and we're doing all the things that we need to do. Like, I feel like sometimes we feel like other people are just trying to tell us what to do, and it's shouldn't feel like that. I don't, you know, it should never feel like, well, you're not doing enough, you need to do all these other things. like if you would have done all these things, then this wouldn't have happened, or something like that. Those kind of feelings. And it's like, that's not that's really not the best way for anyone to like be talking to anybody, and it lacks compassion. Because I realized in myself that, you know, I'm doing the best that I can, and if other people don't realize that and see that, then that's their problem. So I'm here to say that, you know, no matter what, nobody should be saying that you're not doing enough, like, or you don't love yourself enough, or something like that, because that's ridiculous, because you do, and it's not okay for someone to just put all their judgment on you when they have no right to do that. I mean, you know what is actually going to help you, and you know what you need to do, even when it sometimes feels like you don't. So, it's definitely, like, I just feel very conscious about the flow of things, and so I'm finally feeling like I'm able to speak a little bit better right now. So, but yes. Oop, the lighting. There we go. Let me get back to the rest of the cards, and it's the Five of Swords. So we have this scene here where you're just after a battle and you're picking up everything, and I guess that was kind of like the feeling I was kind of describing, where you have that kind of feeling that you are, you know, constantly like trying to like pick up where you left off, and trying to figure out how to go from there, because, you know, after all the chaos, you're just like, okay. And then, you know, you're kind of tired, and you're just not really sure. I guess you're kind of disoriented. So this feeling may be there, but it is definitely gonna let up in a way, because I mean, we have the star here, and we also have Miracle, which kind of, you know, when you think of the star, you get that feeling that, you know, something big is going to happen. I mean, there's just, I love this illustration, like this, the way they depicted the star, because she's holding up a light, and she looks so elegant and graceful here. Like she has the power. So, I mean, I guess they wanted to have this contrast here. So we, of course, the Nine of Cups is a great card, and usually fives of any suit is usually kind of like conflict ridden in some way, but you know, I already kind of went over that and a greater deal of words in the Nine of Cups, but still it's very important to remember, you know, how you're feeling, you know, whether it's low key or, you know, more so in a bigger way, or if you're just trying to deal with those past feelings, that we are definitely, we definitely have the power here. She has the power in her hands here, and the star just signifies, you know, somebody that, you know, in this, I mean, this person here just definitely has the power to do this, just is creating things that, because of the fact that she went through the emotional times of, you know, just something that you can't really, you know, fully describe, like how much she went through, how much we all went through, but because of that, she has the power to make great things in our life happen. And so there really are miracles happening in our lives, and they are going to continue to happen. There's small miracles, and then there's, of course, like, you know, all sizes between, but definitely have the power to create these things in our life. And it's not just, it's like, oh, well, that's not going to happen for me kind of feeling. And I know that feeling, but it doesn't matter what's happened in the past, any disappointments that you've had, because I know we've all had disappointments where just like it didn't work out and we're just so mad because we worked so hard and we just couldn't figure out, like, well, why isn't this working out? I'm, besides myself, I'm thinking, well, I really thought I was supposed to do this thing, and it turns out it didn't work out at all. And, that kind of feeling, those kind of things, they're not just, oh, well, they happen to everyone, get over it. It's, they do matter, and they take time to get, through emotionally, to try to actually take each part that happened and each emotion that you're feeling, and each moment that you go through, trying to go through, basically, like, deal with those emotions, deal with what happened. Like, it takes, it takes a part of it away, like it heals it, but you still have, more healing to go. But it just takes time, basically. And so it will, as you're doing that, though, these miracles are happening, though, because you're taking the time to heal and to be brave and look at those times when you're just, your most vulnerable moment, those times where you're just like, well, I'd rather not talk about it, but I'm gonna, like, look at it and not, like, kind of facepalm, just like, oh my god, and just be like, you don't want to be cynical, so you just keep actively fighting those feelings and say, no, there's good things happening in my life. I'm not going to give up on my dreams, and, there's still things I'm not sure about. I don't know how certain things are going to happen, but there are dreams that I want to make happen, and I'm not going to stop until I actually make it happen. Even if, once again, I don't know how it's going to happen, so I have to trust in, myself and whatever it is that you believe in, the universe, God, Jesus is depicted in this card, your gods and goddesses, anything you believe in, as long as it's good and, full of unconditional love, that's what you turn to. That your fight is not alone, and, I feel that, turning to something that you believe in, and, believing in yourself to be able to take actions when you need to, and not being so hard on yourself, and instead finding ways to keep taking action. But action does not necessarily mean that you're working in a physical way. Like, it can be like in the mental realms, like I've been talking about, like doing the emotional work. Those things, like, some people are just like, well, whenever someone hears, oh, you're doing emotional work, like, that's interesting. It's like, okay, everyone needs to do this. There's issues that some people don't have, comprehensions of, and their own selves, and it needs to be done, and it's not something to be looked down on and say, well, you have emotional issues. And it's like, yeah, like, everyone does, and we all have to deal with it, and it's something that you deal with every single day, because you don't want it to build up and you know, drown you. So it's constant work, and one thing that we all need to remember, to not beat ourselves up for saying, well, if I would have done all these other things, and you know, no, everything is going the way it needs to. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, if they think that they're better than you or whatever. It doesn't matter, because they're not. And you know, you have, you know, great power within your emotions, and you're dealing with them, and you're making great miracles with them, and they can't fully be comprehended all the time until you you know, see for yourself as you keep going. But it is worth the triumph in the end, to actually keep going with this. And it shouldn't matter what, you know, anyone else thinks, because I know how difficult it can be to ignore that, and or at least to try to see people, and or I guess you try to see them in a better light, you know, and but you know, of course, stick up for yourself in a loving way. When you know, you can be assertive, and just like, if someone's, you know, in your face or something like that, you know, don't escalate the situation. But you know, there's certain situations where you do need to say something, and other times you just, you know, decide that, okay, well, you know, this person, you know, is not gonna listen, but maybe if I say something, you know, talk about my experiences with somebody else that wants to listen, then that will help better than trying to escalate the situation with someone that's not willing to listen. So don't worry about working on your healing and thinking that, you know, you're so behind or something like that. It's not true. You're working really hard, and we all are. So you know, and for some people that you say, well, you know, I wouldn't say everyone is working hard. Well, just, I guess, just in general, just say, like, yes, like, even those people are trying hard, and even if there's people that do not wish to do better, you know, we shouldn't look any less on them, because we don't want anyone to see us that way. So that's, you know, how compassion works, that you just kind of wish them the best, and do your best to not have judgment in that way. Okay, so thank you for listening to this video, and I'm very happy. I was like, you know, I was just like, you know, just trying to get it all out, and it happened the way it needed to. So thank you for once again listening to this video, and I hope that you're all having a great time, you know, whatever time it is where you are, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!